Welcome to today's technical drawing class. Today we're going to be looking at sectioning. Sectioning in technical drawing is where you show the section of a piece of a workpiece or block, or in more easier terms, when you cut a piece of block and then you show how it looks like from one direction. In sectioning, we want to section this block here. This is the section piece and this is the block. If you look well, you'd see that a line was drawn across the block and the arrow points in this direction. So hence, when we cut the block into two parts, we'll be looking at the block from in this direction. This is the part we'll be drawing from. When we section the block, as we look at the block, the, as if you cut the block into two parts. The distance from the base of from this point here to the base on this other side is 100 millimeters. It's 100 millimeters as you can see from here to here. So I'm going to draw 100 millimeters. Um, yeah. Now, if you observe, the from this point here, it goes upwards by 10 millimeters. It's 10 millimeters as shown here. So we draw vertical height. So we'll draw a vertical height. Okay. And we'll measure it to be 10 millimeter. If you notice, this from this point, it goes inward, the line cuts inward and ends here. The distance from here to here is 25 millimeters. Okay. I'll measure 25 millimeters and I'll draw a vertical line and measure on it, a horizontal line and measure on it 25 millimeters. You can erase out these extra parts. If you notice from this point, the line goes upwards. From this point, it goes upwards. The height of this, or the length of this column, the length of this point here, from this point to this point, is 40 millimeters. Because from here to here is 50, and from here to here is 10. So 50 minus 10 will be 40. We'll draw a vertical line upwards on our sheet. Okay. The line goes like this. No, the distance from here to here is 10 millimeters. How? If from here to here is 50 and from here to here is 30. To make here is 30 because they told us that it was a 60 by 30 millimeter rectangular hole. So if this is a rectangle, the length will be 60 and the breadth will be 30. So 50 minus 30 would be 20. The 20 is shared between from here to here and from here to here. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. So from here to here is 10 and from here to here is 10. Therefore, from here to here is 10. We are going to draw and measure it out. I'll draw here. Okay. And I'll measure 10 horizontal line. Now, if you notice, this is a hole, hence the line goes down. This is a hole, the line goes down. But the hole does not cut through the block because it tells us that the depth of the hole is 40 millimeters. Which means if it is 40 millimeters, there is a 10 millimeter space between the end of the hole and the base of the block. So, which means the distance from here to the end of the hole is 40 millimeters. We'll draw a vertical line down. Okay. Next, the distance from this point here to the second point, the second wall, is 30 millimeters, as we have discussed before, because the distance from here to here is 30 millimeters. Mark 14. On mark 30 millimeters. Okay. When we reach this edge of the wall, the height from there to this point here is the same thing as the height from here to here. It's still the same 40 millimeters. The distance from here to here is 10 millimeters, as we had discussed before. The distance from here down is also the same. Distance from here down is also the same as the distance from here down, which is 40 millimeters. Okay. So I would measure 40. There's another line here, which is also the same thing as from here to here. It bears the same distance as the distance from here to here, which is 25 millimeters. It's on the base. I would mark and measure. So I'll draw a horizontal line and end trying. Okay. This is the main part. This is the main structure. This is the main part that the knife or the scissors cut through. And this is the main part that we are going to shade. The remaining things, the remaining parts are this line that comes from here to here. When we cut the block and we look at it from this side, we will be able to see this triangular stuff here, this line from that touches from the top of here to the bottom here, which is just simply a line from this point to this point. There's a line here, which means here is not empty, and as you can see, there's already a line here. And the final one is this block here that comes down. From here to here is 25, and it comes down and to measure the 25 millimeters. Put our ruler here, mark 25, and then we'll draw it down. So next, we'll make our work bold. We'll make all the lines bold. After that, we'll draw this pattern, this shading pattern with our 45-degree set square. We are going to do this because this is the part where the knife cuts. All these places that are empty are the places where the knife did not cut. So all the places on the knife touches, we are going to show, we're going to indicate that the knife touched, passed through these parts. While the places that the knife did not touch, we're just going to leave. The knife cuts through this, which is this place here as indicated, and hence we shaded it. The knife does not touch this part, so we did not shade it. The knife cuts through this long rectangle here, or this long place here, which is this point here, and we shaded it. The knife does not touch this edge of the wall because there's a hole here, so we will not see anything here. The knife cuts through this place here, which is identical to this one, which is the same as this one, which is what we have here, and it was shaded. And then there's also another extension outside here that looks exactly like this, and it's also here, and it was shaded. This big place here that goes and comes down, it was not shaded because the knife did not cut through it. Firstly, we'll make it the work bold. We use our set square, our 45-degree set square. These two places here are 45 degrees, while here is 90. We'll put it on our ruler or T-square like this, and we'll shade lines. We have to make sure that the lines have equal spacing. We'll use our eyes to gauge that. We'll draw the lines in. You only draw the lines in the places that need to be shaded, the places that the knife cuts, not any of these other spaces. So okay. Next thing is to dimension the work. Watch out the video on the isometric and orthographic drawing of this block here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends.